Thanks, Andy, and good morning, everyone, and welcome to the third annual Harkin International Disability Employment Summit here in Washington, D.C. As Andy said, my name is Joseph Jones. I am the Executive Director at the Harkin Institute for Public Policy and Citizen Engagement, located at Drake University. We're very excited to have all of you here to continue the discussion of increasing and improving employment opportunities for people with disabilities around the world. We started just over 2 years ago with about 180 attendees from 30 countries, and the combined efforts of all of us in this room have impacted hundreds of people from scores of countries since then. And we've made great strides over the past year. We've seen some major leaps in terms of representation for people with disabilities in the media and in advertising campaigns. Microsoft launched its Soundscape app that is developed to help people who are blind or with low vision to better anticipate their surroundings by reading from a 3D map. Starbucks opened its first signing store in the US, just a short jaunt away from here in Washington, D.C. With every employee hired there fluent in American Sign Language. The Kingdom of Jordan moved and implemented comprehensive legislation protecting the rights of people with disabilities in their country. Of course, we cannot count our successes as a sign to slow down. We must continue to push and continue to innovate in order to produce the results that we desire around the world and across industries. We're so excited to have such wonderful keynote speakers joining us for the next day and a half. Celeste Warren, Vice President of Human Resources and Global Diversity for the Inclusion Center of Excellence at Merck. Rasha Kashan, Editor for Diversity and Special Projects at BBC Middle East. U.S. Senator Tammy Duckworth from the state of Illinois. And Prince Murad Razid Al Hussein, President of the Higher Council for the Rights of Persons with Disabilities in Jordan. I want to thank our partners who are instrumental in the planning process. The Association of University Centers on Disability, or AUCD, Humanity and Inclusion, the School for Global Inclusion and Social Development at the University of Massachusetts, Boston, Disability In, U.S. International Council on Disabilities, and the World Bank. We're so grateful to have such wonderful, dedicated partners helping us in this endeavor to bring stakeholders together to have conversations focused on innovation and progress. I also want to thank our sponsors, the Ford Foundation, Hy-Vee, Walgreens, Microsoft, Comcast Universal NBC, the Galt Foundation, the Poses Family Foundation, the Ruderman Family Foundation, Walmart, JP Morgan Chase, the Kessler Foundation, and the World Bank. We're lucky to have such strong allies by our side who truly believe in the importance of inclusivity in the workplace and who value meaningful employment for people with disabilities. I also want to thank our board of directors at the Harkin Institute for its support for this and all of our events around the world. And Ruth Harkin is here today representing our board. Also want to thank our home, Drake University. President Marty Martin from Drake couldn't be with us here today because, unfortunately, our campus has fallen victim to racist hate crimes perpetrated against students of color. Our campus community is shaken by these incidents, and President Martin has been offering his leadership during this time. And just yesterday, more than 3,500 Drake students, faculty, staff, alumni, and neighbors joined together in a show of unity against these horrible hate crimes. And at the rally, which was organized entirely by students, mind you, they spoke of the importance in fighting for the rights of everyone, not just one individual group. And this is especially relevant and familiar within the realm of fighting for rights for persons with disability and anyone who is disenfranchised around the world. And we are proud of our home, and we're proud of our founder, Tom Harkin, all who help us to remember that inclusion means everyone. Everyone. Now I'd like to formally introduce my former boss. He says he's my former boss, but he's really still my boss, and our friend, Tom Harkin. As many of you know, Senator Harkin served in Congress for 40 years representing the state of Iowa, first in the House of Representatives and then in the Senate. And he was instrumental in passing the Americans with Disabilities Act. He's been a fierce advocate for people with disabilities throughout his life and his career. And he didn't stop with the ADA either. He also helped to pass the Television Decoder Circuitry Act, which is one of his favorites, the National Deafness and Other Communications Disorders Act, the Developmental Disabilities Assistance and Bill of Rights Act, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act amendments of 1991, and the ADA amendments of 2008. Since retiring from the Senate, Senator Harkin has stayed busy in establishing the Harkin Institute for Public Policy and Citizen Engagement in order to pursue research projects in areas of particular interest from his career, as well as to host a variety of events to increase citizen engagement in their communities. Creating the Harkin Summit was Tom's dream when he first started developing the Harkin Institute and his plans for retirement. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Senator Tom Harkin.